Latest football news, engaging debates,
and fascinating opinions.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, and welcome back to Pitchside Talk here on IO Radio. We're back for another week of football action. And who am I joined by today?
It's me, Dan, again.
Back again.
Yep.
Yeah. Not injured, are you?
No, I'm okay.
You're all good?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Oh, good. Let's go and make sure. Well, before I forget to mention, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, talk_pitch. YouTube channel as well, where you can listen back to any of our shows. It's a podcast as well, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've listened back to a few of them. I quite like them. But no, Dan, what have we got coming up in this week's show?
Yes, so today we're going to be talking about the two recent England games, the games against Montenegro and Kosovo. And we're also going to be talking about the Spurs drama from yesterday.
I just want to say a special thank you to Spurs for sponsoring the show, because realistically, we had no content until about 8 o'clock last night.
Yeah. Thank you, Tottenham.
Thank you, Tottenham.
Yeah.
They did the Spurs.
Yes, they did. And we're also going to be talking about Ipswich a little bit as well.
Yeah, we've been talking about this as well. We'll try our best to fit it in, but we've got so much news.
Lot to talk about today.
I think we should just get on with it now. Stay up to date with the latest footy news.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, that's right. Stay up to date all the latest footy news here on IO Radio. Here on Pitchside Talk on IO Radio. I can't get my words right. Oh my God, it's all going wrong.
Still haven't calmed down from yesterday.
No,
I've
not. It is crazy, and it's still developing because there's, rumouredly, a big press conference going to happen anytime soon. We don't know when, because Spurs are very good at not releasing times. But before we get on to that, we're going to be talking about England and their two games. We're going to start off with Thursday's game against Montenegro. England was celebrating their 1,000th international senior match, and they won that in style, booking their place into the Euro 2020s. They won 7-0, which was quite convincing.
Yeah,
it was tight. It was tight, you know. It was tight.
A bit tight.
It was a bit tight. It was a bit tight, but they came through. They won. What are your thoughts on their performance, Dan?
Yeah, I think they were fantastic on Thursday. I think, going into the game, I think England were always going to be favourites, and we were expected to win that game, and to do it in style was great. I think the performance was really good. Good to see some debuts as well, and an all-round good day, I think, on Thursday.
It's all-round good day. Well, we're going to start off with the person who scored the first goal, Oxlade-Chamberlain, back in the England squad. Last time he scored was against Scotland in that thrilling 2-2.
Wow, yeah.
And his last appearance was 18 months ago against Italy, where they drawed 1-1. He came back and he scored inside 11 minutes. I think that's 11.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Yep, 11 minutes he scored. So, he's playing quite well at the moment. If he keeps himself fit, because every time he gets to the court, before the end of the season, he always gets injured.
Yeah. Before
the big tournaments. I think I remember 2014, 2018 quite famously.
Yep.
2016. I guess if he keeps himself regularly fit, should he be starting for this England side?
Yeah, I think so. I think, over the last few weeks, he's, in form for Liverpool. I think he's doing really well for Liverpool at the moment, and he's always been a quality player, I think. Whenever I've seen him play for England, I've always thought he's a good player. So I think he should definitely be considered for the Euro squad, and I think he will be. I think, getting a goal straight away in your game back, that's a good thing. So, I think Southgate should definitely consider him for the Euro squad.
Well, looking at Southgate's squad, he started one of the youngest ever England squads in 60 years. And looking at this squad, it's quite a strong squad, actually.
Yeah.
Looking at it. Could this potentially, this squad we see, be something we see used in the Euros, possibly? Yeah,
I think it could be. We've got some great young players coming through, and it looks like a really strong squad. I think Sterling will probably be in there.
Yeah.
But, and maybe, I don't know if Mount will start, but I feel like this is probably the formation we'll play and probably the kind of starting lineup we'll go for. But it is really good to see these young players coming through, like Mount and Winks and Sancho and Alexander-Arnold, of course.
And Maddison as well, who made his debut.
Yes, he did. So yeah, really good to see these young players going into this next Euro competition.
Well, we must highlight the formation is 4-3-3, which we've been playing that quite a lot, and it's been working.
Yeah.
If you shouldn't change it.
No.
Apart from they did change it, and then it all went a bit wrong.
Yeah.
Czech
If
Republic.
it's working, don't change it.
Yeah, that's what you said to Paul Hurst. It didn't happen. But somebody who also made one of his starts as well and made a debut was Tammy Abraham. He scored his first ever England goal.
Yeah.
He is the 430th England player now to score at Wembley and score his first ever senior goal. He's on fire at the moment.
Yes, he is.
I know we sort of said the 4-3-3 we shouldn't touch it, shouldn't break it or anything, but should Southgate maybe look to have two up top, him and Kane? That could be quite a deadly partnership.
Yeah, I think that could work as well. I think, we're liking the 4-3 at the moment, but there's friendlies coming up. So maybe, test I don't know if it's going to be a 4-4-2 or what, but a two up front, Kane and Abraham could be a very deadly partnership. That could, because they're both goal scorers, scoring loads of goals. So, yeah, I'd like to see them two play up front. But, I like the 4-3-3 as well. So I guess we'll see. I don't know if Abraham is going to be, a starter in the Euros. I think he's going to, come into it slowly. But Abraham's a goal scorer and he's going to score whoever he's playing for. Yeah. So, yeah, I think he'll definitely be considered for the Euros as well. But, yeah, I'd like to see that partnership up top.
We must say the next friendly is actually in March.
Yeah.
Against Denmark.
So,
but it's quite nice. No international breaks now.
Yes.
For that time. But, we saw it was sort of a good end to sort of a tough week for Gareth Southgate. What's happened behind the scenes with Sterling Gomez. And Gomez, made, he came on as a sub but was booed for some, I don't know, weird reason.
Yeah.
It was only a little section that did it, but it was quite noticeable on TV. And after the game, Gareth Southgate labelled it as disappointing and unacceptable. What are your thoughts on it? Because Sterling did come out and said that it's my fault, you shouldn't be booing him.
Yeah, I agree. I think you shouldn't be booing him. I'm not quite sure if it was his fault in the first place, because from what we've read from the media and what we've seen, it seems like Sterling's the one who, started all this. But I feel really sorry for Joe Gomez because, he's on the international stage playing for England. He gets booed by his home crowd. It's probably horrible for him. So, but I feel like this situation had already finished. They'd sorted it out. Southgate had come out and say it's all done. Yeah, Sterling gets, dropped for the first game. But, they've sorted it out. They're made up. So I feel like they should have just moved on. For them to boo Joe Gomez, I agree. I think it's unacceptable.
Yeah, I do as well. Because you shouldn't be saying it.
No. Should
not be saying it in football. Well, when we come back, we're going to be talking about the other England game.
Yeah.
England-Kosovo. England opened with welcome. It's quite friendly. It was actually really friendly.
Yeah.
Which is actually weird to see for England fans to be accepted quite nicely. Usually it's the opposite
quite
way.
The opposite to Bulgaria, wasn't it?
Quite the opposite, which is nice to see.
Yes, it is very nice to see.
And especially, after what happened.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be seeing that at all in football. But
no.
When we come back, we're going to be talking about that game in a sec.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, that is right. Pitchside Talk. It is one of our own here on IO Radio. We're back for another week because they love us here.
Yeah.
And we're on good form. We haven't lost yet.
No, we haven't.
We haven't lost yet. Touch on wood. Touch wood and wall. And a wall. Hit the wall. That's actually quite nice, the wall. We've had it's been redecorated
it looks nice
in the studio, and the walls actually feel quite nice for once. But get back onto what we were talking about. England, they played again on Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday, yeah. Got 2 games in 3 days.
Yeah.
Yaikaramba. Yeah. What's going on here? But England played against Kosovo and they secured a successful, I was about to say unbeaten, but they weren't unbeaten.
No, they weren't. Unfortunately.
Well, I can't remember.
We won the group.
When the last time they were unbeaten in the Euros group?
Before 2016, wasn't it? Because everyone was like, we're gonna win the Euros because we're unbeaten in qualifiers. Actually, we might have been unbeaten in the World Cup qualifiers as well.
Might have been. They lost to a supermarket, didn't they? We all remember that day, don't we?
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, we just put that back under the carpet, hit it down with a few nails with a hammer, and we're all fine. But they secured a victory over Kosovo. Looked quite convincing. But now England have confirmed themselves to be amongst the top 6 seeds for Euro 2020, which is something nice. So we don't have to face the likes of Germany, Spain, and other teams.
Yeah.
But we might face France or Netherlands. But we forget about that for the time being. But what was your thoughts on their performance?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit slower than the last game. I think, we started off quite slow. I think it's just because Kosovo were a stronger squad to Montenegro, I think. But yeah, we kind of came into the game, and second half we were, ruthless again near the end. So it was a decent win, quite convincing win, and a good way to finish the qualifying campaign.
It was a good way to finish the qualifying campaign, and a good finish for a player who's been struggling for club, but is shining so much for England. Harry Kane, or Captain Kane as he's been called.
Yeah.
He's now scored 32 goals for England, which now puts him on the 6th in the all-time goal-scoring list behind Michael Owen, Jimmy Greaves, Gary Lineker, Bobby Charlton, and Wayne Rooney.
Wow.
Yeah. He's getting close.
He is.
We could be talking about him equaling one of them one day, or surpassing them. I don't know, it'd be great. It'd be great to see. But he's been labelled as one of he scored in every qualifier. But is he the best striker right now in the world? We talk about here.
Ooh.
It's a difficult question.
That is a difficult question. I think he can definitely be considered as. If he's the best in the world, I can't really think off my head who else would be classed in that. But I don't know. I think he's definitely one of the best strikers in the Premier League. But in the world, I'm not quite sure. But
not quite sure.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Well, also, two people who got their first ever England goals was Harry Winks and Mason Mount.
Yes.
It's quite a bit weird to see Harry Winks on the scoreline.
Yeah, it is.
But, how did he get on? Because he won man the match.
Yeah, he was definitely the best player on the pitch. On Sunday, he controlled the midfield really well. I think that was his first goal for club and country since 2016. I think.
Wow.
So yeah, that's good. Good for him. Good to get his first goal. And yeah, he was really good on Sunday. I was really impressed.
And Mount as well. He was it. I think it's now 6 appearances, and he's got his first goal.
Yeah. Yeah, good for him as well. He's coming through the ranks at Chelsea. Frank Lampard is trusting him. Saw what he was like at not Millwall, Derby last year.
Millwall? Where'd that come from?
It's the M.
Yeah.
Derby.
I see.
So yeah, it's good to see him coming through. I think he's a quality player as well. I think he'll definitely be, one of the England starters in the future.
I suppose we're looking at sort of in being good form for the Euros and good form for England. Are we looking at these two players could be potentially starting for England, or maybe making a big impact? Because you wouldn't I don't know. Would you say Harry Winks should be starting? Because I don't know if he doesn't seem to. He starts at Tottenham, but not.
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't put in performances like what we saw on Sunday.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I would prefer Winks to, Barkley and Delph and all them people who get picked every time, even though they're not in good form. But I don't think he will start every game. I don't know if he'll be starting the Euros. I reckon he's one of them players who, given a game, if we're already through by the third game in the group stage, he'll probably put him in the squad. But yeah, I don't think he's a starter in the squad for the Euros just quite yet.
Well, we could see Maddison, who didn't play in this one.
No.
But I thought he would have done, actually.
Yeah, I was expecting Maddison to start.
I don't know. Maybe Southgate's just sort of holding back a little bit. Just want to see a little bit more of him, personally. Maybe he's not putting much in training. We don't know what goes on in training.
No, we don't. But,
we don't know.
I know how much quality he has, and I think most people do know how much quality he has, so I think he can definitely have an impact on the England squad. It'll be nice to see him come through, even though it's hard to say that for me. But I'd like to see him come into the England squad.
Okay, you've seen it firsthand, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
I've actually seen it firsthand as well.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah, he passed it to I forgot his name was Pritchard. Is it him?
No, he Maddison scored that goal.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Oh, I can never remember it. It's one of the two.
Mixed up.
I know one passed the other.
Yeah.
And then I just looked over and saw a sea of gestures, but we can't repeat it on the radio because we would be gone. But also somebody who made their England debut was Nick Pope.
Yes.
He's finally made it.
Yep.
Local boy.
Yes.
Dropped by Ipswich.
Yeah, but typical Ipswich again.
Yeah, dropped him. He's from Cambridge. He played for Bury.
Yep.
And, he's made it. He's like Tyrone Mings. He's made it.
Yeah, he has.
He has made it. And how did he sort of get on? A bit of a quiet night for him.
Yeah,
really.
he didn't really have much to do. It's good to see him, starting for England, his first start. So yeah, it's really good to see that. I still think Pickford is number one keeper, but it's good to see Southgate giving these players a chance. But yeah, he had a bit of a quiet night. Didn't really have much to do. They didn't really have much shots on target.
Well, I was just about to ask you that. Should he be maybe considered to start over Pickford for the Euros? Because Pickford isn't in great form. Everton aren't doing too well. He has been caught and questioned over his goalkeeping for club and country.
Yeah.
Should there maybe be a change? Or should maybe be looking at somebody like Dean Henson, somebody who's up and coming?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure about that. I think I'd give Pope a few more games to see. I still rate Pickford. I know he's not in great form, but I still think he's quite a good keeper. I think if Pope, comes in and has a few good games, then maybe he will be in the squad. But for now, I think Pickford is number one for the Euros.
Okay, well, I actually put it to the people, and 54% of people say Nick Pope should be signed. Not Pip Pope, Nick Pope.
Fair enough.
And John Pickford got 46%, so it's quite tight.
Yeah, it is quite tight.
But I guess it'll more come down to how they get on with club and also club form.
Yeah.
Oh, my country, not club form. I'm so losing
No, I knew
myself.
what you meant.
You know what I meant. Well, after the game, Gareth Southgate said that this England side is much further ahead than they qualified last time in the World Cup, and that time they got to the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Can we maybe possibly see England go one further in the Euros? Because it's on home soil.
Yes, it is. Even though we've only got like 11,000 allocated at Wembley.
Yes, but you know what England fans are like.
Yeah. I'd love to see it, but whether we can actually win the competition, I don't know. That's going to be quite a difficult thing to do. I don't know if we can be considered one of the favourites. I reckon we could be considered one of the favourites going into
top
Euros.
6 seed.
Yeah. But it's still going to be difficult, and I feel like looking at the teams in the Euros this year, there is some tough teams in it. Even teams like Switzerland and Ukraine that got in, they're still tough games. So it's going to be really difficult. But I feel like we can be. I feel like we can get another semi-final.
Okay.
If I don't know about the final, but another semi-final.
Well, Spagger, you're saying about tough teams. There is some tough teams. England are in pot 1, so they miss out on Belgium, Italy, Germany, Spain, and Ukraine.
Yep.
Some very tough teams. Belgium have done well. Italy are flying.
Yeah, they're on fire at the moment.
Germany have bounced back,
Yep.
but the teams they could get in pot 2 are France, Poland, Switzerland, Croatia, Netherlands, or Russia.
So we don't want France,
Or
Netherlands.
Yeah. Poland, you could say you don't want. They're Robert Lewandowski.
Okay, yeah.
And Switzerland played before.
Yeah.
Tough team.
We don't want Croatia either.
No. And then in pot 3, there could be Portugal, Turkey, Denmark, Austria, Sweden, or Croatia. Or Croatia. Czech Republic.
So we'll probably want Austria or Czech Republic. We lost to Czech Republic. I'd say Austria.
Yeah. Or maybe, yeah. And then in pot 4, which is still to be decided, but the two teams that are on the moment are Wales and Finland.
Do we want Wales in our group again? I'd like to see us play Wales again.
Yeah, could do.
Or we'll get Ireland if they get through the playoffs. So
Yeah, Ireland or Northern Ireland as well.
Yep.
But I don't know who the other two teams are.
No, I don't know.
I can't actually.
Because Scotland, is Scotland in it? Don't think so.
I don't think they are.
No, I don't think they got enough points.
I'm gonna have to look this
All
up,
right,
but
yeah.
I'll look it up in our break. But yeah, so could think.
Yeah, let's hope we get a good group for the Euros.
Let's hope we get a good group. Oh my god, I can't speak. I'm so sorry. Good group because Wembley semi-finals and the final as well could be a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
And when we come back, oh boy,
We're getting into the juicy stuff.
we've got the juicy stuff. This is gonna be massive. This is the biggest news. Tottenham have dropped a bombshell last night, and they've dropped an even bigger one today. Oh boy.
The best place in Ipswich to hear the latest football debates, Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, that is right. The best place in Ipswich to hear all the latest footy debates here, Pitchside Talk on IO Radio. And we're now going to get into, this is going to be Absolute fire, this is, Dan.
Yes, it is.
I don't know what's going to be said,
No.
but we've left a lot of time for this. So here we go. Last night, Tottenham Hotspurs released a statement about Maurizio Pochettino. People were like, what is this? People opened up and read that Maurizio Pochettino had been sacked by Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
Initial thoughts on this? This is big.
No, well, my initial reaction was, what?
Yeah, same here.
What?
I was like,
I was very, very surprised about that. I wasn't expecting it. But, yeah. I just couldn't believe it.
I don't think anybody could,
No.
but it's weird to be sort of said now, 2 days before they play West Ham.
Yeah.
I remember this happened with Liverpool when they sacked Brendan Rodgers and got Jurgen Klopp in.
Yeah.
They did at the start of the international break. Jurgen came in the week before, so you got a week in, but whoever's going to get this job, who we will reveal because it has been announced and
Yes,
it's a big boy, it is a big fish.
Yeah, it is.
It's not going to have much time to get with the squad, prepare them, because everyone's come back for international duty.
Yeah, exactly. I think it probably isn't the best time. I think it definitely would have been better for them to do it before the international break, because as you said, they have that week to, settle down, kind of have a look at the squad, see who they want to pick for the next game. So, I feel like new managers need that time. It's going to be hard for the new manager to kind of, settle his squad down for the game against West Ham.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I did look at some fan reactions, and a lot of them were "Cheers, my son's crying now." With son crying,
Son
actually,
crying.
under it. But it's quite crazy. From 171 days ago, we're talking about Tottenham were in the Champions League final,
Yeah, they were.
and now it's just gone.
Yeah,
It's gone.
yeah. I think, in my opinion, it was ridiculous to sack him at this point.
Mhm.
I think having one bad start to the season, well, no, it's November, but having one poor start to the season doesn't really. It
doesn't justify what he's
doesn't
done.
No, exactly. He's done so well for Tottenham over these last 5 years. I think the Tottenham fans love him, and he's brought the club up to the Champions League, to a Champions League final, for God's sake. I feel like Poch would have been, probably one of the best choices to keep for actually getting Tottenham back to where they are. So yeah, for me, I think definitely the wrong decision.
Well, speaking of Champions Leagues, under Pochettino, they've had 4 top 4 finishes in 5 seasons. In 22 seasons, they've only had 2.
Yeah,
And I think one was under Harry Redknapp. I can't think of the other one. We'll have to do a little bit of research.
we have to.
Actually, I'll do some now, but we're going to get into why we think he has been sacked. I do feel it's down to a combination of factors. We're looking at possibly new stadium, it's sort of been a big thing on Tottenham to try and elevate them to the next level, be the super team they want to be considered. Very funny. Lack of transfers and funds, because Tottenham have been criticised. They did well with what they had, but now is it catching up on them, and has it caught up on him? Because he's been at the front. He could be the person to say, I need money, I need this, need that.
Yeah.
Is it down to poor players? Poor players are very unhappy players as well. We know there's a lot of players that want to leave, especially one. Christian Eriksen wanted to leave. He admitted he wants a new challenge.
Yeah.
He didn't get it.
No.
And now he's still there.
Probably won't be for long.
Not for long. And is it down to also a poor way of record? They haven't won a away game since... I actually can't remember because I haven't written it down. Fulham last year... no, this year, Fulham in January. So the last time they won a away game.
Record. So I do think it's a mixture of a lot of factors. I think, there seems to be a new stadium curse of teams, doesn't there? Everyone who gets a new stadium seems to be on poor form after that. But yeah, I don't know about that, but I feel like, funding has been a big problem for Tottenham in the last few years. I think, they've had chances to improve their squad and they haven't taken them. The owner hasn't put in the money that they need to improve their squad like other teams around them are. I don't know. I feel like the players, there's quality in the squad, isn't there? We've seen it. They've had consistent top 4 finishes.
We saw it last year, really, with performances at Ajax and Man City.
Yeah. So they have the quality in their squad, but I feel like, having a poor start to the season affects morale, and I feel like Poch has been under pressure for quite a while now. So maybe that's morale has really affected the squad. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the players do have the quality for this league. So, I feel like the owner is probably the main person to blame, but, it is a lot of factors, I think.
Also looking at it, is it another combination? We look at Tottenham, where they are. They're 14th on 14 points. Liverpool, who are in first, are 20 points ahead of them, and they're only 6 points off Watford, who are in the relegation zone.
Yeah.
Is that something as well when the owners look at that and kind of go, that's a bit concerning?
Yeah, I think that's the main reason why Poch was sacked, is because, when you look at the league table, it's not good to look at if you're a Spurs fan. That's not where you expect your team to be if you've got the quality that you have. So I think that was probably a big factor why Poch was sacked. That's the thing I don't really like is, I think that Tottenham do have enough to, push on from this position. So I think basing it off the league table in November, not really. Yeah, that away form.
This is. I've just seen, so it's quite concerning.
Yes. So yeah, I think that's probably concerning for the owner, and that's why he took action.
Okay. Well, speaking of away form, in the away table they are 18th, 6 games, 3 points. Only Burnley and Norwich have got worse than them. That is bad.
Yes, it is.
That's very bad. Well, we sort of said about the players. Are the players to blame for Pochettino sacking? Because there's the same group. They've done so well together. I know that some of them want to leave and that, but surely they should be trying to put in performances consistently week in, week out. Yeah,
I think, anytime there's this kind of situation, I think the players have to be blamed a little bit. With a team of this quality, I think their performances should be consistent. So now that they're not consistent at all, I think, the players have to be put under the spotlight a little bit. But it doesn't help when there's other factors involved and, owners not putting money in, so you can't improve the squad. And they made some okay additions in the summer.
Yeah, and Ndombele, very good signing.
Yeah.
Ryan Sessegnon, something for the future.
Lo Celso as well. I know he's been injured, but he's a decent player. So, they've brought in a few players, but yeah, I think the players do have to be blamed a little bit for the performances they're putting in.
Okay, well, so looking at Pochettino, do we feel that it's been sort of this is the right decision now to make for Tottenham if they reflect on this season to move on from Pochettino?
I guess we have to kind of wait until the end of the season, I guess, if, from now that they push on and, try and fight for the top 4, then maybe they will think that it's the right decision. But at this time, I think that people are not happy with the way this has gone. As I said before, Poch is loved at Tottenham. If it's the right decision at this point, I don't think it is. I think they should have... I don't know. It is a hard one, though, because the position that Tottenham are in right now.
And the manager they've got, he's really become world-class. What he's done for them, really.
Yeah. So I can understand why he's decided to do it at this time, but I do think it's the wrong decision.
Wrong decision. Well, we're now going to reflect on Pochettino's time at Tottenham. So he's managed 293 games, won 160 of them, drawn 60, 73 losses. Looking at that's quite successful.
Yeah.
For Tottenham time.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Will his time be defined by 5.5 years being there, 0 trophies? Is that the defining factor of his time there? He's had a successful time, but no trophies.
Yeah, I think that could be a defining thing. I think, fans of other clubs will always say, you haven't got any trophies. Tottenham are kind of mocked for that.
Yeah, Spursy, all this.
Yeah.
St. Tottenham's Day.
Yeah. So maybe that will be a defining factor. I think they were obviously they were very close, but they got to a final of the Champions League. But they want silverware, don't they? That's the main thing. You can put in all these great performances and get in the top 4, but if you're not winning silverware, it doesn't really. It's not really good for the club, is it? So, yeah, I think that's probably a defining factor. But it is still hard to. It's sad to see that how it's gone really for Pochettino, because I think he's a very good manager.
Yeah, I think he's come on.
Yeah.
Really. I remember when he came to Southampton, he couldn't speak a word of English, and now look at him. No,
Yeah.
it's sad to see. So, successful time, we're going to say?
I'd say so, yeah.
Well, I actually put to the people, was it the right decision to sack Pochettino? I forgot to mention this. And 13% of people said yes, 87% of people said no.
Yeah.
So, quite one-sided. But last night, reports were coming out that Jose Mourinho was going to be the next manager. Talks were advanced. There was all this, and I thought, oh my God, what's going on? We've had one bombshell, now having this. Well, at 6:30 this morning, Tottenham dropped another club statement. Oof, here we go again. To confirm that Jose Mourinho, of all people, is the new Tottenham manager. He's got a contract till the end of 2023.
Yes, he has.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, who was expecting that?
Not me. After
No.
all the things he's said about Tottenham in his past career, he's won the most games against Tottenham, 13, when managing another side against them. So
Yeah.
he's got a good record against Tottenham.
Yeah, he has.
And then we've seen photos as well, so it is official. He's holding a Tottenham shirt.
Oh, it's so weird to,
It looks
to see,
weird.
isn't it? It looks very strange.
But it looked weird when he held up a Man U shirt.
Yeah, it
so
did.
it's going to take time to get used
Yeah,
to
it
it.
is.
But I need to ask you, is this a good appointment by Tottenham?
I think in the circumstances, yes, I think it is. There wasn't really that much people available at the time, and he hasn't had a job for almost a year now. Well done.
Thank you. I just dropped my script on the floor with all my notes on it, and this is a bit awkward now. I've got to go pick it up. You just talk away, Dan.
All right. So yeah, I think it probably was the right decision. Well, obviously it's not the right decision to sack Poch, but if you're going to get anyone in, I think Mourinho's a good choice because he's consistent in the Premier League. His history says it all, really, doesn't it? I know he didn't have a great time at Man United towards the end,
and Chelsea towards the end, and Chelsea
towards
before
the end
that.
as well. But his record overall is very good. So I think he's a great choice, and he's desperate. He was desperate to come to England, wasn't he? He said he wanted to come back to England. I don't think it really mattered what club to him, to be honest.
Yeah.
So Tottenham was available. Yeah, I'll take that.
Well, you said that he's got a good record on paper. This is now his 8th different team he's managed, 3rd in England, 4th different job in England because we count on Chelsea twice. He's managed 446 games, won 288 of them, drawn 96 of them, lost 88. And he's won lots of trophies. He's won 3 Premier League? Yeah, he won 3 Premier League, didn't he? 'Cause he won 2 on the back with Chelsea last time. He's won FA Cups, he's won Champions League, he's won everything.
Yes, he has.
But are they looking at maybe what he's done on paper than what actually has happened in reality with them? Because, Chelsea was a bad end the first time. Chelsea the second time was a bad end. And Manchester United was a horrific end.
Yes, it was.
Is it just what they've seen on paper? They go, we've got a manager here who's won stuff, but maybe not as good with the players, with the fans. Football's not exciting, they say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that probably is how they looked at it. I think when you look at his past on paper, it's really good. So, that's probably a factor they took into consideration. But, I feel like at Tottenham, the morale is not great at the moment. So maybe bringing Jose in at this time might spice things up a little bit.
Might.
But,
still waiting for this press conference.
yes,
start. Apparently he's got a
still
press
waiting for
conference.
his press conference.
Apparently, well, we all know what Jose's press conference was like because he does like to say a few things.
Yep.
Like
Very
the special
controversial
one.
man he is.
Like the special one.
Yeah.
And all sorts of things.
Yeah.
But I need to ask you, this is quite an important question. Is Jose Mourinho an improvement on Pochettino? I know what he's done on paper, but what about in management? Because fans, there's a bit of a mixed response from the fans.
Yeah.
Sort of lots of people are happy by this, that they've got a manager like this, but there's then the thing of the football he plays. The people saying that Harry Kane's going to be a defensive striker. He's going to be parking the bus.
park
It's
the
not going to be
bus.
exciting football. It's going to be it's going to be boring. He's going to fall out with players, fans, bored, anybody.
I feel like it's this thing again that it's all in the future, isn't it? So we're going to have to see. We don't know what he's coming to kind of achieve because they're in 14th place at the moment, and it's going to be hard to get top 4 this year. So I guess it all depends how well he does from now. Is he an improvement? I'm not quite sure at the moment, to be honest. Because Poch has been successful at the club. it seems like they've taken mostly his past in consideration when appointing him. So it is hard to say at the moment, I think, for me. I can't really predict what's going to happen.
Nobody can. Well, the last time, this is interesting, the last time Tottenham were in this lowest position was 08-09, when they sacked their manager, who I don't have the name to, and they brought in Harry Redknapp, and they finished 8th that season, and they were 16th at the same stage, same points. So are we expecting 8th place then finish?
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, this is quite interesting. But I have to ask you, can Jose Mourinho pull Tottenham into the top 4 this season? Can he, from where they are now, we're in November, we've got plenty of time until May, but is he looking a long way off from the top 4, which is 11 points away?
Yeah.
Man City.
Yeah. I do think it's going to be very difficult for Spurs to get into the top 4 this year. You know, we've got teams like, well, Liverpool haven't even lost a game yet. Leicester on fire. Chelsea on fire. Man City, they've dropped off a little bit, but they're, quality team. So there's teams in the top 4 right now that I don't think they can be beaten. So I think it's going to be very difficult for Spurs to get in the top 4 this year. I do think they'll probably get in the top 10. Whether it'll be in a Europa League spot, I don't know. I imagine Sheffield United will probably drop off as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Spurs have a chance of getting a Europa League spot, but top 4 is going to be very difficult.
Top 4. Well, Jose Mourinho's first game is on Saturday lunchtime against to West Ham.
Yeah.
And West Ham have
Good
released
way
a
to
very
yeah.
they released that video of something. I'm gonna have to find
all the goals that they've scored against Mourinho.
Yeah, and it's all it all said, "Are you scared, Jose?" But what could we possibly expect on Saturday is a big question.
Well, it's a derby, so it's going to be feisty. There's going to be big tackles and stuff like that, and especially as Jose Mourinho's the new manager, it's going to be very feisty affair. It's going to be a good game, I think, because West Ham aren't on good form at the moment either. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Well, what's going to be more interesting is December. A lot of people have highlighted this. On the 4th of December, they are away to Old Trafford.
Yeah.
If Ollie doesn't do too well, he could be the person to put, as they say, theoretically, put the nail through the coffin for him.
Yeah, it could be.
End his time there. And also, on the 22nd of December, they play Chelsea.
Yeah.
At Tottenham, not at Stamford Bridge. This is...
He wouldn't get a good reception there, would he?
No. Oh, no. I remember having with Manchester United.
Yeah.
But, oh, God, this is pure spice everywhere, isn't it?
It's
going to be interesting. But
stuff.
yeah. But before I mention, I put to the appeal, could they get into the top 4? 48% of people said yes, 52% said no. So
it's quite tight.
It's quite tight, but I guess what more comes down to first season syndrome, as they called it, how he gets on with players, if he gets the funding, because, Jose needs that funding if he wants to make his squad.
Yes.
Get rid of, I guess, what they call the deadwood there.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of their players.
Yeah, most of their players.
Everybody, really. But no, it's going to be interesting. We're all sad for Poch.
Yeah. It's quite sad.
Son's crying still. He won't stop.
Don't worry,
crying.
he'll be managing Bayern Munich soon.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Could you actually, do we reckon he will? Because if he does, Bayern Munich have got to play Tottenham in the Champions League at the Allianz Arena. It could be going off.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I think Poch could be definitely in consideration for the Bayern job. So yeah, we'll see. That'll be even more spice. Spice up the Champions League.
Yikes. Oh, God. And when we come back, we've got enough time. We could talk about Ipswich Town, who play tonight. They are away to Lincoln City in the FA Cup first round. Who's Paul Allen going to play? We have no clue.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows these days?
Pitchside talk, footy debate from the Premier League Outback.
Yes, that's right. From the League One Outback, actually, sorry.
Well, the FA Cup Outback tonight.
FA Cup Outback. Yeah. FA Cup Outback tonight. Welcome back to Pitchside Talk here on IO Radio. And we've got enough time, Dan.
Yay.
We're going to talk about Ipswich Town. Your beloved Ipswich Town are playing tonight.
They are.
And they're playing many games this week.
Yes, they are.
Oh, boy.
A lot of games.
We're going to talk about this one first. They're away to Lincoln City tonight in the FA Cup. They couldn't finish it at Portman Road. It finished 1-1. Now they're playing at Lincoln. And the last time they played at Lincoln, they lost 1-0. And it was on TV. But this time, they're not on TV.
No, they're not.
So they can
Maybe
lose
that's a good
2-0.
omen.
They can lose 2-0 tonight. Nobody will know.
No.
But what are your feelings going into this match? Because there's not much news, but
No.
apparently there's some selection problems.
Hmm.
Who do you pick for this game?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think most of us want us to go through to the next round. I don't think it's the most important thing for Paul Lambert at the moment because, we are focusing on the league. But it would be nice to see us have a cup run. But that's the thing. Who we're going to pick tonight, I have no idea. It's going to be very hard to kind of choose who he wants to play. I guess he'll rest some players because we've got some very big league games coming up at the weekend. So I think he'll be resting some. But, I will go into this game wanting to win because I do think we should have a cup run. I think, it's been so long without a win in the FA Cup. I think it was 2010 the last time.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be good to have at least one win in the FA Cup.
Well, the one problem is if you win, you get Coventry away. And then you've got to play Coventry away again the next few days.
Yeah.
And I guess for Paul Lambert's mind, he's sort of thinking that he wants to try and have a bit of a quieter December.
Yeah.
Maybe one less game, 90 minutes less risk of injuries, less travelling for the team to do. So will that be maybe a factor in who he picks tonight?
Yeah, maybe. I think throughout the season, that's been kind of the thing that he kind of looks into the games coming up. We've had problems with, international duty and stuff where he's decided that he'll postpone games. But I feel like that's what we should have expected in League One. I think, as we were coming into League One, I was expecting, Saturday, Tuesday, as Mick McCarthy would say. Can't do the Yorkshire accent, but Saturday, Tuesday, every week. So, I feel like that's what we should have expected. But at the moment, we have a few injuries. We haven't really got much backup. I guess we've got in midfield, all right, but
yeah, all over the pitch.
Yeah,
maybe not. I didn't realise Mick McCarthy actually had a Yorkshire accent for a start.
Yeah, he's from Yorkshire. Did you not know?
Well, I thought he was from Ireland. Here we go.
Well,
you learn something new each day.
Yeah, he played for Ireland and managed Ireland, but he's actually from Yorkshire.
All right, fair enough then.
Yeah. But yeah, what was I saying?
I don't know. Injuries and squad depth. Because as you said about international break, that's had an effect on Paul Lambert's starting lineup. There's 3 players missing. Mm-hmm. We know the 3 players. We don't need to say who they are.
No.
Kane Young's missing as well. Bit of a problem.
Yep.
So
yes. So it's going to be very hard to pick the team tonight. I do think he's going to pick a weaker team. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we'll win tonight. Okay. But that's okay. It's not going to be too
not
bad
the end of
me.
the world.
No.
It's not 3 points at the end of the day. But I guess, does it put a bit of a hinder that this could possibly go to extra time and penalties?
Yeah, I guess that'll be a factor as well. Why he'll want to, play a weaker team. Because as I said, we've got 2 massive games coming up at the weekend and Tuesday. So that probably won't be the best scenario. I'd rather, lose over 90 minutes than lose over extra time and penalties. Because we're famously not very good in penalty shootouts. No. So, yeah, I feel like I want the game to end over the 90. That would be better for our fitness, I think.
Okay, well, fair enough. Well, speaking of them 2 games, the 2 games are Saturday, Blackpool at home, and then Tuesday, Wickham at home.
First v second. Well, maybe.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Probably, I guess, is the Wickham game going to be the biggest game of the season?
Yeah, I think so.
Could define who finishes where, possibly?
Or maybe.
Could be a twist.
Yeah, in these leagues, there's twists and turns everywhere, isn't there? So we could finish 7th.
Yes. Well, before I forget to mention, both of us are going to be at them 2 games.
Yes, we are.
So if you recognise our voices, come say hello.
Yeah.
We don't bite or anything. And also we're appearing on game day on
we are.
Kings of Anglia.
Yep.
We appeared on it. We appeared on a very short notice, but we're going to appear on again for the Blackpool and Wickham game. So we'll be giving our pre-match thoughts about what we think. Don't want to be after because, a bit scary after us, but have to really think what actually did happen in that match. You can't have a little snooze.
Yeah.
It's a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Go there to have a little snooze for 9 minutes, so come out. But we'll be giving our pre-match thoughts on the lineups and the predictions.
Yes.
We're trying to do better than what actually happened last time.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
No.
But I blame you for that.
What?
Because
I said 2-1.
No, I mean the one game you come to, we've had such a good season. It's the worst performance of the season. That's what I'm worried about these 2 games. I think you're a curse.
I think I have been a curse. I've only seen Ipswich win twice in 11 years.
You came to the Tranmere game, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before that was Rotherham 1-0.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that was an awful game.
But this season for me, I've seen 3 games, 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss.
yeah,
So I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I should have stopped
Yes,
there.
you
I've
have.
seen everything. I shouldn't see any more now. Well, thanks for listening to the show today. It's been quite a good show.
yes,
Jam-packed. Jose and Tottenham have supplied it with us.
Yeah, thank you,
special-
Tottenham again.
Yeah, special thanks to Tottenham. Before I forget to mention, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, talk_pitch. We've got loads of stuff coming out, especially that big surprise we've got coming out
Yeah.
before Christmas.
Eventually,
Eventually, it will happen.
yeah,
Don't worry. Whew, calm down. And if you want to listen to the show again, if you've missed it and you tuned in late, it'll be up on YouTube in the next coming few days, hopefully.
yeah. I hope so. When my
Touch wood.
computer is fixed.
Yeah, when the computer's fixed. We listen to it as a podcast, so it'd be very interesting. And we'll see you next week.
Yep.
And
ya.
ciao. The whistle has been right for full time. Tune in next week for another jam-packed show.